Hey guys, Craig Barry here. Today I'm going to show you a quick test that you can do with yourself or clients to see overall shoulder health and scapular movement. Okay, today we're going to be talking about more specifically upward rotation of the scapula. Alright, so the scapula lays here like this on the back, and it's just going to upwardly rotate like that, and that's what we're going to really look for. But before we start the test and assessment, this is Kyle. He's going to be demonstrating stuff for us today. He is an elite Olympic weightlifter, and he's been complaining about shoulder pain on this side. Okay, so we're going to just check him and see if he has upward rotation of his scapula on that side. But first we're going to check his good shoulder, and before we get going we're going to want to check a couple bony landmarks to make sure we're acquainted ourselves with the scapula. So once again, it lays like this. We're going to walk the medial border all the way down to the inferior angle, and the inferior angle is where we're going to want to look at the entire time for this test. Okay, so this test, what Kyle's going to do is he's going to go into glenohumeral joint or shoulder flexion. He's simply just going to bring his arm up, and once again we're watching that inferior angle, the bottom part of the scapula, seeing how it's rotating upward. Alright, so if he has good upward rotation of the scapula, that guy is going to slide nicely and protract over the thorax, and it's going to land about right here. Okay, if he has poor upward rotation of the scapula, it might be about down here. Alright, so we're going to see, once again, walk medial border all the way down to the inferior angle about right here. And Kyle, go ahead and raise your arm up, and we're just following that guy all the way up. Good, so it's about right here. Alright, Kyle, let's do one more. So about right here, and we're watching it glide all the way up nicely. Okay, stop right there, Kyle. You can see that his shoulder is nice and relaxed up here, and he gets good upward rotation. That inferior angle is all the way over here. So that's really good upward rotation. Go ahead and put your arm down. So once again, he's an Olympic weightlifter, so if he is going overhead in any movement, whether it's a snatch or at the end of a jerk, that shoulder is going to glide nicely, and he's going to have a really stable overhead position. All right, and that's what we want. We don't want to see poor upward rotation, because he could be putting stress on other parts of his shoulder, and that could lead to a lot of pain and injury down the road. All right, so we're going to go to the other side. Once again, we're finding the medial border all the way down to the inferior angle, and he has a little bit of winging scapula on this side, but it's fairly symmetrical, so it's not a huge issue. But once again, this is his bad shoulder, so we're just going to watch that inferior angle. We're just going to have him go into a little bit of shoulder flexion, raising it all the way up. Good, Kyle. Let's do about 2 to 3 more. So just watch that guy glide all the way up. Good, Kyle. Let's get one more, and I'm going to stop you about halfway. So go all the way up. Keep going. Stop about right there. Okay, so we see the inferior angle on this side. It's good. It's rotating upward. However, we see a little bit of shrugging on the right shoulder. Okay, so this could be a muscular imbalance. Maybe his upper trap is a little bit more dominant over his mid to lower trap. It could be a fascial restriction that's not allowing him to get all the way up there nicely, or it could just be simply poor inhibition of the upward rotators of the shoulder up here. So let's get one more, Kyle, and just really watch his shoulder just kind of improperly glide up. So see how he's shrugging like that? Yeah, that's bad. Even though he gets good upward rotation of the scapula, we know that something's going on here, and we don't want this, because when he's overhead, he's going to be putting a lot of pressure on his AC joint, which could lead to a lot of issues like bicipital tendinitis, because you have a bicep tendon running right up here. He could run into a lot of shoulder impingement problems, basically just decreasing the subacromial space and impinging down a lot of those tendons and ligaments that are running in through there. Okay, so go ahead and put your arm down, Kyle. I like to point out Kyle's weaknesses in a lot of videos, but he's a good person. We like him. He's just a really good weightlifter. So if there's a lot of minor issues like this in him, we're going to want to fix that up so he can perform a little bit better and maybe move a little bit more, push a little bit more weight overhead, and that's just going to equate to his totals and his clean and jerk and snatch being greater. Okay, so once again, we're going to do 3 passive or active shoulder flexions going up. And I just want you guys to watch both sides here, how it's moving together as a whole. Okay, Kyle, go ahead. Good, let's get two more. And last one. Good, thanks Kyle. Once again, that was a quick test that you can do on yourself or a client to figure out upward rotation of the scapula and overall shoulder health.